You reckon you're going to get a nibble or two for it, do you?
I do. We'll come up squeaky clean with this one.
Yeah, very good.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're looking at the most intriguing, novel, and crucially profitable items ever brought to auction on bargain hunts.
Well, that's promising. Yes. There's no guarantees in life, though, is there?
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 20. Russian Silver Filigree Caskets.
You see lots of this sort of stuff made in India, but this is Russian. It's nice work. It's well made.
Filigree caskets are used to hold jewelry, but today these delicate antiques are largely ornamental. Even though one of its legs was slightly broken, an expert could easily repair that. Or you could leave it as is, since it's not really affecting anything.
You are the most brilliant couple because you found that little filigree casket, didn't you?
Yes.
Which happens rarely to be Russian.
Costing the Reds only £25, the auctioneer was extremely impressed at the little find and began the auction at £65. Certainly a vote of confidence. It ended up going for £110, netting them an £85 profit.
Surely worth 70, 75, 80 now on the right at 80. Where's 5?
My heart is
85 on the phone, 90 on the right.
This is a decent haul on bargain hunts where contestants often go home with a net loss. It was right in line with the auctioneer's valuation of £100 to £150. Number 19. Clarice Cliff Crocus Vase.
Quite nice, isn't it? A thistle-shaped Clarice Cliff blue crocus pattern vase. And I think there'll be a lot of collectors for that.
This nifty little vase turned out to be a boon when the red team accepted it as their bonus buy. It could have been a huge gamble since it cost £130, but the auctioneer was confident it would at least make a bit of a profit.
I could start this lot here at 95, £100. At £100 I'm bid immediately.
He was bang on the money, it turns out, because a ferocious bidding war broke out right away. Though it's too small to imagine any particularly large flower going into it, the trinket turns out to be coveted by lots of people, including those bidding online.
180, 190, 200, yes. At 210, 220.
The price shoots up until eventually going for over £200. They get a £90 profit, which is more than people usually get on cheap items, let alone pricier bonus buys.
That man has just made you £90. Plus £90.
Number 18. Victorian Water Closet.
Now, this is a washdown water closet because the invention of taking water to the top rim means that any residual foreign bodies are immediately cleansed.
But it is a bit dirty, isn't it?
How much would you pay for a really old toilet? Perhaps not this much, especially since it was actually still dirty. We're surprised anybody let it go to auction without at least giving it a rinse, since it's practically a biohazard. But you never know what's gonna happen on bargain hunts.
Late Victorian water closet, a lovely object of circa 1880. Where do we start this? It's a wonderful object.
The auctioneer said that with the right buyer, you could make some decent cash on this. And it turned out that they did find the right buyer. Despite initially getting no bids, the price slowly but surely begins to climb until they end up with £160. That's £110 profit on an old bog. Now the real question, has its new owner installed it, or is it on display as a bizarre art piece?
I'm asking 130. Miss Hornblower, 130.
She's come back.
130.
She knows her way around the laboratories of Britain, Miss Hornblower does.
Number 17. Steam Engine Builder's Plate.
It's one of these things, very difficult to age, very easy, in fact, to reproduce if it's not quite what it says on the tin.
Popular antiques expert Natasha Raskin-Sharp, who was serving as auctioneer in this episode, was convinced that this old Glaswegian locomotive plaque was going to be worth something, and what do you know, she was right. It turns out there's a healthy market for railway memorabilia. Though that's hardly a surprise when Britain is a country of railway fanatics.
At £80, are we all done? 85, 90. At £90, I'm looking for 5. At £90, who's got 95?
They paid only £18 for this old plaque, which supposedly dated all the way back to 1919, and was made in Scotland's prestigious rail yards. Though Natasha can't be 100% sure that the date is genuine, the buyers don't care, and it goes for a very healthy profit.
At £130 for this plaque. Last call at 130.
That is plus £112.
Number 16, Doll's House.
This is novel, isn't it?
This is right up our street, actually.
Well, I think it's famous what these guys have gone with.
This adorable toy was named Woodbine Cottage and turned out to be worth rather a lot. If you've seen dolls' houses, when they appear on Antiques Roadshow, you'll know that some of them go for a small fortune. This wasn't quite on that level, but considering they paid £179, getting any profit on bargain hunts is definitely appreciated.
But the thing is, you could have it as an ornament in the house, couldn't you? You could just have it tucked away and it looks rather sweet.
But there was no need to worry. A lot of people wanted Woodbine Cottage, with the bidding opening at £170 right away. It eventually goes for a whopping sum of £300, netting a cool £120 profits for the Reds.
It's £300 and against you all at £300.
Yes, that's so good. 300.
Number 15, Suffragette Brooch.
We've got the nice peridot in the centre, and we have this little ring of seed pearls, and I think that it's charming to look at.
This fascinating brooch was another Glasgow find, and was a brooch most likely belonging to a suffragette once upon a time. It was another special buy costing the low price of £40. But upon seeing it and learning its history, it was obvious that it was going to make a solid profit.
But also, this little brooch will have probably suffragette associations because of the colours, and we had a strong suffragette movement in Glasgow.
And it absolutely did, with the price very quickly getting up to £140 and immediate profit of £100. But it didn't stop there.
100. 100 with the lady. 110.
The auction kept going, with the audience invested in one bidder who was trying to buy the brooch in spite of his wife advising him not to. Eventually, it sold for £180. That's £140 up.
180. 180. It's a battle royal.
It's a bargain.
Are you definitely out?
Number 14, Mouse Doorstop.
Oh dear, very cheesy indeed. I don't smell a rat with this one. I love it. I absolutely love this doorway.
Natasha returned to sell this unassuming doorstop, estimating it would go for £30 max. Considering it was bought for $38, this was worrying, but this time around, the experts were wrong. For whatever reason, the demand was high in the room for a little novelty doorstop, with people desperate to get their hands on the fellow.
Let's see. 50's online at 50 online. Will you make it 55? Will you make it 60 online? It's 55 in our room.
The bidding began at 50 quid, already a profit, but one woman in the room really wanted it, running the bids all the way up to 190. That was a £152 profit, and the bidder was very pleased with her new doorstop.
170 against you. Will you make it 180?
170.
I'm going to hurry you now. It's the ladies' bid. 180, 190. 190 still bidding at £190.
Number 13, Polynesian Bowl. Apparently, there was a good market for this bowl, but the market didn't really matter when it had been bought for such an extraordinarily low price.
We think that'll probably go to £60 to £80.
Now, if I tell you that they paid £6 for this,
Good.
does that surprise you?
That's an absolute knockout, isn't it?
Yes, for only 60 quid, they got this tribal bowl all the way from the Pacific, bringing it to auction where it opened at a spectacular £60, multiplying their investment by 10 from the get-go.
On the edge of excitement level,
I think we're
how are
going to
you?
do really, really well.
First up then is your Polynesian bowl.
Though many people in the room wanted it, it eventually went to an online bidder for £150, a £144 profit. Even better, this was the first item the blue team had for sale that day, giving them a healthy profit to kick off the competition.
130, 140 with me. 150 on the net and my commissions are missing.
Number 12, Hoxhed Porcelain Jug.
Normally, I would not recommend anybody to go and buy damaged porcelain.
Porcelain is impossible for a layperson to value. Some of it's worth nothing, and some of it could be worth thousands, depending on its age, who made it, and the general craftsmanship. Well, this isn't quite worth thousands, but the auctioneer suggests it could go for up to £300, which is a good start for something the team paid £100 for.
And I have interest to start me straight in at £200. I'm bid.
They risked it all with this bonus buy, and it absolutely paid off. Bidding began at the incredible sum of £200, doubling their investment immediately. They were over the moon. It ends up going for £270, a £170 profit overall.
250, 260.
It's not my
Hold on,
wife
hold on,
either.
260.
£270 on the phone to the left at 270.
Number 11, Edwardian Centre Table.
I don't know, how's Edwardian furniture going, do you find, at the moment?
Well, it's not flying out, but I just think that, as a centre table, is a cheap piece of furniture at 40 to 60 quid.
As regular antiquers will know, pieces of unassuming furniture can sometimes be worth their weight in gold, or perhaps even more. We're not quite on the level of solid gold with this small Edwardian table, but when it cost only £48, there was a lot of room for profits to grow. The auction began at 50 quid, with one dedicated bidder clearly setting his heart on getting that table.
Will you bid me 50 or 60 pound to start? Was that 50 or 60 or all of them, sir? That'll do, 50, I bid it.
Perhaps he had the perfect place for it in mind already, because he just kept putting up his card. He didn't win it, cashing out at £240, but the Reds definitely weren't disappointed because they'd netted a £192 profit.
10, 220, 220,
Dear, oh dear.
230, 240.
Number 10, Solitaire Diamond Pendant.
I mean, not the cleanest of diamonds, I'm afraid. However, very often those smaller stones were used as pendants and earrings.
This stunning necklace was purchased for just £50 by the Blue Team contestants, aided by antiques expert Christiana Trevenion. And that price turned out to be a real steal, as it's revealed that the pendant is 0.33 of a carat. Not the cleanest of diamonds, but for £50, you really can't say fairer than that.
I don't think I can watch this.
A diamond is a diamond after all. It's eventually sold for £190, netting the Blues a lovely profit of £140. Not bad for a few hours shopping. This tiny bit of business just goes to show that diamonds really are forever.
£190.
£190 is...
Number 9, C4 Brass Sculpture.
With this amazing abstract sculpture, which I have to say, I think is completely hideous.
How come we never find anything this interesting in the charity shops? Tim Wanacott and his team of experts think this abstract sculpture is hideous and scoff at the artist's marker pen signature. It's unusual for sure, you don't see many of these on the windowsill.
C4, a brass abstract sculpture. I've got £10 to start me. £10.
But the intense bidding war that ensues when the item is put up for auction suggests that there's at least 2 people out there who think this unique cast bronze sculpture is perfect. The £145 profit is pretty neat too. One man's trash is another man's treasure, so they say, and that's exactly what this divisive sculpture proves.
At £270. Thank you. Yes!
Number 8, Pewter Tea Caddy.
I think on this one, I've said 60 to 80.
You're in a rut here, aren't you, with this 60 to something or other?
Purchased for £180 by the Blue Team, this alloy jar looks like a bit of a risk. After all, this is Britain, we're not exactly struggling for places to store our tea. But all it takes is 2 people who want to buy an item for the price to start skyrocketing. And that's exactly what happens here.
Here comes your pot.
And across.
Another bidding war ensues as the Blue Team's hopes rise like steam from a teapot, eventually selling for £320 and bringing in a hefty £140 profit. The caddy ends up being an inspired purchase by the Blue Team. Who knew tea jars could be so expensive and so ornate?
Yes, £320.
Number 7, Hot Air Balloon Ceiling Light. The Red Team's spirits must have been flying high when they came across this remarkable item.
That should take off, Tim, I think that one.
Oh, I think so. It'll soar to a great height.
The light fitting was purchased for just £60, a real bargain considering how unique it looks. Tim doesn't think much of it, but it turns out he's just full of hot air, as it sells for a profit of £210. It's clearly not the most functional item ever, but it's a conversation starter for sure. Quirky, individual, and like nothing else we've seen on the shelves before, an awesome item found for cheap and sold for a big profit. What more do you want from this show?
£270 is plus £210.
Number 6, Manifesto Racing Game. Giddy up, if you're still a big kid at heart, then this old-school Jacques horse racing game will be a real winner for you.
This is the ultimate tabletop racing game.
Complete in its original, rather fetching wooden case, the game has some of the coolest metal playing pieces we've ever seen, and is so full of retro charm.
Jacques Manifesto Racing Game, with painted lead horse counters, cards and baize board in a cedarwood box.
It's rare to find one of these in such good condition, so to stumble across this set with only minimal playware is great luck. And the £240 profit it returns at auction is pretty darn tidy too. Costing just £140 to purchase, this was a real steal. The red team really backed a winner with this one.
£380, gentlemen, the hat's still at £380. Are we all done? I'll start then for £380.
£380.
Number 5, Jacqueline Steiger Bronze Sculpture.
Stylish thing, and it's bronze, of course.
Steiger is renowned for her distinguished sculpture and jewellery, and so when the blue team stumble across this magnificent bronze up for grabs at just £65, it seems like a safe bet to take a punt on it.
Smart little thing, this. Good bit of artwork.
And a safe bet it was, as the punters decide it's worth snapping up for £240 at auction, netting the Blues a more than welcome profit of £175. But with a find as ornate and intricate as this, the money is less impressive than the sculpture itself. After all, it's not every day you stumble across a Steiger in an antiques fair, is it?
£40. That is just marvellous, isn't it?
Number 4, Tiffany Ashtray.
Absolutely, the most delicious item.
For many a punter, Tiffany is the go-to for fancy jewellery, and to pick up an antique item for cheap is a real dream. But that became a reality for the blue team, who, with the assistance of antiques expert David Harper, sourced and purchased this incredible 1930s ashtray for just £26.
Condition overall is pretty good, because once you get any damage on any of this sort of enamel, it really does knock the value down dramatically.
You don't usually associate this luxury brand with mere ashtrays, but we reckon this vintage piece is more likely to be the star of a mantelpiece than collecting butts on a beer garden table. A profit at auction seemed pretty likely, but the return of £184 is such a huge markup that even Tim Wonnacott is dancing with joy about it. What a find!
Selling at £210.
Number 3, Chinese clay teapot.
Yeah, these Chinese teapots, there's loads and loads of copies of these around.
It's always the things you least expect that end up selling for the big bucks. This pretty teapot was picked up for just £30 by the red team.
This Zisha clay teapot, Chinese of course, glazed and decorated with dragons and dog of foe and a handle to the lid.
But it turns out to be worth considerably more, ending up selling for a staggering £520 at auction. The highly collectible teapot is one of the show's most profitable items ever, and it's easy to see why. It's stylish, functional, and as it turns out, extremely rare and desirable too. We think the cups of Rosie Lee are on the red team after that profit.
£520, girls, this is fantastic.
Number 2, Cockerel Tea Cozy. This is easily the most ridiculous purchase the show has ever seen. Tim and his experts all laugh when they see it, and it's easy to see why. It is quite literally a tea cozy in the shape of a large cockerel from the 1930s. But against all odds, this £25 novelty item sells for a huge markup of £250 at auction, bagging an incredible £225 profit. It's far from the biggest sale the show has seen, but it's surely the least expected item to have made such a handsome profit. Better double check the loft and see if that old rubber duck is worth a few bob. Number 1, Faberge flowers.
Only 34 were made, and they rarely come on the market.
It doesn't get more incredible than this. Famed for his precious metal eggs, jeweller Peter Cole Faberge needs no introduction. but he's also renowned for his extremely rare jewelled flowers, only 34 of which were ever made in the UK.
Dwarf Morning Glory Convolvulus Tricolor by Carl Faberge. Look at that delicate climber.
Auctioneer Charles Hanson is understandably blown away when two arrive in a shoebox at his auction house, and he sells them on a special episode of the show for a whopping £340,000. Only on bargain hunts could something so rare and so valuable rock up inside an old shoebox at an auction house. So don't be quick to chuck your old boxes away next time you're doing a spring clean. The contents might just be worth £340,000. Let us know in the comments if you've ever been a contestant on bargain hunts.